McLaren's Oscar Piastri has revealed on social media that he's scored his maiden Grand Prix win in Hungary with a broken rib. Piastri posted to both X and Instagram that he sustained his first broken bone, with a copy of the X-ray dated the Monday after the British Grand Prix, pointing out the fracture was on his left sixth rib. Piastri is fourth in the drivers' standings, 32 points behind McLaren teammate Lando Norris. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner's name has finally been cleared, with news the appeal against the investigation into his alleged misconduct that exonerated him has been dismissed. Horner was originally cleared of wrongdoing in March, following a KC-led independent investigation into allegations of inappropriate controlling behavior by a Red Bull Racing employee. But soon after, F1 personnel and media were sent an anonymous email containing a link to 79 unverified WhatsApp screenshots of conversation purporting to be evidence in the investigation. The complainant, suspended since March on grounds of dishonesty, then appealed the initial probe's findings, with the procedure since carried out and dismissed by another independent KC. The KC's conclusions have been accepted and adopted by Red Bull. The internal process has concluded, said the statement. F1's recent hopes for a return to Africa have all focused on South Africa's Kyalami circuit, which hosted the sport from 1967 through to 1993. But rival Rwanda has since emerged as a serious candidate, with representatives from the East African nation set to meet with F1's bosses next month to talk about its plans for a Grand Prix at a permanent circuit. It's expected Rwandan capital Kigali would host the race, with the FIA set to hold its General Assembly there in December, as FIFA did with its Congress last year, giving top brass a chance to explore. We want to go to Africa, but we need to have the right investment and the right strategic plan, said F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali. '96 F1 world champion Damon Hill says Red Bull should drill down on what's holding back Sergio Perez from delivering top-shelf performances, should the brand not be able to jettison the Mexican. Checo was on the podium at 4 of the first 5 races this year, and the top 5 at the first 6 for 103 points, but scored just 28 in the next 8, leaving Red Bull vulnerable in the Constructors' title fight. And with McLaren and Mercedes breathing down Red Bull's neck on the road to Zandvoort, Hill told the sport's official podcast F1 Nation that the team has to work closer with Checo, if it hasn't already decided to pay out his contract.
They really ought to be focusing a lot more on Checo and finding out what it is that the problem is, so that he can get the best out of the car, that he can get the confidence of its confidence, whatever it is, because they need him. And if they can't exchange him for another driver.
News around Adrien Neiws' future continues to swirl, with Italy's Auto Sprint publication stating the design icon has declined to join Ferrari and has instead agreed to join Aston Martin on a 4-year deal worth $100 million that will be announced in September. Newey is set to leave top squad Red Bull in the first quarter of 2025 once he's completed work on the brand's ultimate track car, the RB17. But it's expected that the 65-year-old will continue on in the sport after a break to recharge his batteries. Ferrari was thought to be the destination, given the brand's allure, deep pockets, and future connection to Lewis Hamilton. But Aston Martin has allegedly won Newey over, despite reports that his $100 million deal is half what manager Eddie Jordan wanted, with the Brit having already penned its Valkyrie hypercar. Should the report be true, Aston Martin will be facing a conundrum with regards to fitting all its top technical talent within the cost cap. Ferrari is set to announce its reorganized F1 technical team following the sport's summer break, with Mercedes' former chief technical officer Mike Elliott said to be in the running for the top role. Elliott, who was with the Silver Arrows for 11 years, largely took the fall for Mercedes' competitive drop in the sport's current era and left the squad following 2023's Brazilian Grand Prix. But it's understood that Elliott, currently on gardening leave, is in line for Ferrari's CTO role, with its ex-technical top gun Enrico Cardile headed to Aston Martin to join an all-star lineup. Prancing Horse team boss Frederic Vasseur, however, played down the effect Cardile's departure would have on the squad. At the end of the day, we have a group of more than 200 people working on these cars, said Vasseur in Belgium. And with 200 people, one person is not always a drama. Williams boss James Vowles says he wants Logan Sargeant to race on to the end of the season, but the American must continue to deliver drives like he did at the British and Hungarian Grand Prix. Sargeant has struggled to match rapid teammate Alex Albon since his F1 debut in 2023, with the Anglo-Thai driver destroying him in qualifying 35-0, in races 27-3 and on points 31-1. But while Sargeant will be replaced from 2025 by Ferrari's Carlos Sainz, the team still wants to see him move forward at each race to avoid being jettisoned for the remainder of this season. Though Vowles hinted that he will help Sargeant, who is set to remain a Williams Academy member, find a drive beyond F1 for 2025.
Over the last few races, I hope you can see the progress that he has been making with the team. We have a responsibility towards him. He is still a professional racing driver. He's earned his place in motorsport.
Haas team boss Io Komatsu says new recruit Esteban Ocon believes 100% in the project and that building trust will ensure there's no issues with his future rookie teammate Oliver Behrman. Ocon's future was sorted last month, with the Frenchman signing a multi-year deal with Haas for 2025 and beyond. But Komatsu thinks that rumors Ocon will butt heads with Behrman are wide of the mark once trust, transparency and rules of engagement are established in early 2025. With the Japanese team boss revealing he spoke with Ocon about his Monaco clash with Alpine teammate Pierre Gasly ahead of the contract signing. He completely 100% believes in the project. I'm sure he will give us his all, so I am really looking forward to it, Komatsu said. Former F1 circuit Jerez was the place to be over the break, with Red Bull scouting and signing new recruits for its junior team. The two-day test in southern Spain saw top karting talents aged between 13 and 16 years old get their first taste of open-wheel cars, both F4 and GB3, with the entire process overseen by Red Bull motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko. And the star maker was focused on specific qualities over lap time.
What is important here, that we see most of them are the first time in a Formula car. How do they adapt? How quickly are they progressing? And how is their improvement during a two-day test? You know, we start with old tires and new tires, and we really focused how good are they under pressure and under qualifying simulations.
Following the test, Red Bull selected 16-year-old Fionn McLaughlin from Northern Ireland and 14-year-old Scott Lindblom from Sweden, with both racers determined to one day become F1 world champion.
Today I had to jump into GP3 for the first time, so that was the biggest challenge, taking me out of my comfort zone. So I just had fun, tried to do my best, and I'm happy with the job I've done.
My biggest challenge was adjusting driving style from karting to F4 because it's my first time in an F4 car, and my engineer helped me a lot to try and change that and try and improve myself.